I'm here today with Stephanie Grace. Um, what's the first time you started music? How did you get started?
Yeah, so I would sing around the house a lot when I was a toddler. I was always like putting on little concerts for my parents and singing into something. I would grab like household objects and sing into them like they were microphones. And I just was always really into that. But I was always, aside from being that like, you know, toddler, like just constantly singing, I was also really shy. So when it came to like school age and I was in school, I was always just real timid and afraid to raise my hand in class. And I just kind of grew this shyness, but yet I still had that desire to sing. And I think the very first time I sang in public was my first grade talent show. I'll never forget. I brought home the sign up sheet and I told my mom, I was like, I want to sing in the talent show. And she of course was super excited and supportive, but she was very shocked. She's like, are you going to be able to do that? I mean, that's like your whole entire school. It's not just a concert, you know, for mommy and daddy. Like there's going to be an audience. And I remember I was like backstage just absolutely terrified and freaking out. But then I just decided to get up there and face my fear. And the second the music started, I just felt this like new side of me kind of come to light. And the 3 minutes on stage that first time was all it took for me to fall in love with performing.
How would you describe your music to other people?
My music, I would say the first genre is country, but I would say it is country pop. So it's definitely more on the modern side of country music, kind of like Maren Morris, Kelsey Ballerini, early Taylor Swift. And I'm a songwriter, so I would say like a lot of the messages I try to put in my songs are just positive. I really try to take like everyday occurrences and everyday emotions that everyday people are going through, and I try to put a positive spin on it and, you know, embrace those things and make the most of it. And yeah, so I would say country pop, and then with just messages of positivity and embracing who you are and embracing everything that life throws at you.
Okay. What's your favorite song to perform in front of the audience?
Oh, that's hard. So out of my original songs, I'm going to give you two answers. I'll give you an original song and also a cover song by another artist. So my favorite original is probably my song Loser. And Loser is an anti-bullying song I wrote back when I was in middle school. And I released the song when I was in high school. And it's been so cool over the years to see the reaction from people, from when the song first came out in 2013 to even today. I'm now 23, so I've been out of high school for a while, but there is a little verse in the song about how even as adults, you know, people are mistreated, like in the work world. So, you know, that song is probably my favorite because it's about being yourself and, you know, rising above how other people treat you. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. So that is probably my favorite original song. And then my favorite cover song is probably Fleetwood Mac's Landslide.
Okay. We're going to play your song, Nobody.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
I've been single way too long, that's what all my friends say. They're all in relationships, I like my couch, my cats, my space. Little do they know, I've got somebody. They've never met him, his name's Nobody. Nobody's madly in love with me. Owns my heart and treats me right. Nobody
There it is. That's me.
Who would you like to collaborate with in the future?
I mean, I'm very blessed. I get to work with a lot of wonderful songwriters and producers. But if I had like a dream team, I know, like, I'll be honest, I know this is going to be a cliche answer, but I would absolutely love to work with Taylor Swift.
Did you have any collaboration writing this song, or?
I did. So I wrote Nobody with a good Nashville friend of mine, Andrew Scott Wills. And it's funny, we've been writing together since I'm 15, and I'm now 23. So Andy's known me for quite a while. And he was one of the first Nashville songwriters I worked with. And at 15 years old, I was, very new to how that worked. And I just knew I had all these ideas and I had all these things I wanted to say. And, for years now, we've just been writing songs together. And yeah, I guess we put that out a couple years ago. I have a 6-song EP out right now called Private Pond, and that was the first single off the EP. And yeah, I wrote it with Andrew Scott Wills, great guy, and we had a great time writing it.
How do you feel that the internet has impacted the music industry?
Oh my gosh, significantly. I feel like, I was born in 96, and I feel like growing up, the internet wasn't quite as popular as it is now. Like, when I was young, I started singing in public, like I said, when I was 7, and when I was 9 years old, I entered a lot of singing competitions, and my dad had one of those VHS camcorders or whatever, and he would record me, but it's not like it was posted on Facebook where thousands of people could see it or anything, you know what I mean? So we have those memories. We didn't have social media, and now kind of living through that transformation to see how everything ends up on the internet and shared and viewed by tons of people, it's fascinating to me. Of course there are negatives to it, but I feel like there's a lot of positives. Just the fact that I can have someone in Australia listening to my music, or seeing a picture of how I spent my Friday night, just things that would not be possible if it weren't for social media. So I think overall it's been a positive thing because artists are able to engage with their fans, and that's so important to me. That's the number one reason I do what I do, is because I want to connect with other people. And I feel like social media has given a wonderful platform for artists to do that.
Where can people see your videos, music, and events?
So my website is probably the best place. Of course, I'm on YouTube and Spotify and Facebook and Instagram, but all of those links can be found on my website, which is Stephanie-Grace.com. So basically StephanieGrace.com, but there's a little hyphen between my first and last name. So make sure you get that dash in there.
Okay. Well, thanks for being on the show today. I really enjoyed meeting you.